Hey everyone, welcome back to Car Flash, the place where spec sheets, glossy brochures, and bold marketing promises get stripped down to the real-world truth. If you're new here, this is the channel where we challenge the hype, test the expectations, and show you whether the car you've been eyeing really deserves your hard-earned money. And today, we've got something pretty special to dive into with the 2026 Toyota Mini Land Cruiser. Toyota has a long history of making rugged, dependable, and capable off-roaders. The full-sized Land Cruiser is already legendary across the globe for its bulletproof reputation, but now Toyota is taking that DNA and squeezing it into a smaller, more approachable package. This so-called Mini Land Cruiser is aimed at people who want the off-road toughness and retro-cool style of its bigger brother, but in a city-friendly size with modern practicality. So, does this new downsized icon live up to the Land Cruiser name? Or is it just trading on nostalgia? Let's dig deep and find out. Exterior. The very first thing anyone notices about this SUV is, of course, the way it looks. From the front, Toyota has leaned heavily into the retro-inspired design cues that make this thing instantly recognizable. The grille is bold and boxy, with big Toyota lettering proudly sitting across the center instead of just a badge, reminding you of old-school Land Cruisers and the FJ40 heritage. The round LED headlights are framed in squared-off housing, giving it that rugged charm, while the lower bumper looks tough enough to handle serious abuse. There's cladding around the edges for durability, and skid plates peek out underneath, signaling that this isn't just a soft road crossover. It's more than just a design exercise. It actually looks like something built to be taken off the pavement. And that's refreshing in a world where too many SUVs just pretend to be tough. Swinging around to the side profile, the Mini Land Cruiser continues to deliver on the chunky, go-anywhere look. It has a tall, upright stance with short overhangs, which is critical for real off-road angle. Approach and departure won't be a problem here. The wheel arches are squared off and filled with thick all-terrain rubber, while the blacked-out trim, roof rails, and exposed hinges on some trims give it a purposeful edge. Toyota kept the body proportions tight up. This is not some oversized crossover. Instead, it feels compact enough for city parking but big enough to command respect on the road. The boxy roofline means great headroom inside, and the overall look tells you Toyota wanted this to be more than just a fashion statement. It's functional, rugged, and undeniably cool. Moving to the back, the retro inspiration continues. The tailgate is upright, slab-sided, and simple, just like you'd expect from a proper off-roader. The taillights are blocky and tough-looking, and depending on the trim, you'll either get a traditional rear-mounted spare tire hanging out back or a cleaner, integrated design. Either way, it looks authentic. This isn't trying to be sleek or sporty. Instead, it's celebrating the Land Cruiser's roots. The bumper is chunky, there's plenty of clearance, and even the small details, like the squared-off rear glass and roof spoiler, are clearly designed with utility first and style second. Yet somehow, it works. It looks cool precisely because it doesn't try too hard. Interior now. Stepping inside, Toyota has clearly walked a fine line between rugged durability and modern comfort. The interior immediately feels upright, purposeful, and a bit minimalist, but without being cheap. The dashboard is boxy, with grab handles built right into the design, reminding you this SUV expects to bounce around off-road trails. The materials lean toward durable plastics, rubberized surfaces, and sturdy fabrics, though higher trims will give you more upscale leather and soft touch elements. Sitting in the driver's seat, visibility is fantastic, thanks to the tall windows and upright seating position. The instrument cluster blends analog toughness with digital clarity, while the central infotainment screen at likely around 10 to 12 inches depending on the model is cleanly integrated rather than looking like an afterthought tablet glued to the dash. It supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, of course, along with Toyota's latest voice assistant features. The cabin layout is designed to be both practical and comfortable. You'll find lots of storage cubbies, deep door bins, and even some clever hidden compartments for gear. The rear seats have surprising room considering this is a compact SUV, and the boxy design really helps maximize headroom and cargo space. Fold the rear seats down, and you've got a versatile load floor that should handle camping gear, luggage, or anything else you need to haul. This may not to be a luxury SUV dripping in chrome and wood, but it's smartly built, easy to clean, and made to handle daily life just as well as weekend adventures. Of course, a Land Cruiser, even a Mini, only needs to back up its looks and heritage with performance. Under the hood, Toyota is giving buyers a few options depending on the market. Expect to see a turbocharged four-cylinder as the main engine, delivering somewhere in the ballpark of 250 to 280 horsepower. This setup balances efficiency with enough grunt to get through challenging terrain. Some markets may also see Toyota's hybrid system, which would not only improve fuel economy but also deliver that instant electric torque, making low-speed crawling over rocks or trails even easier. The transmission is a tried-and-true automatic, likely an 8-speed, tuned for both highway cruising and rugged use. Where this SUV really shines, though, is in its capability. Toyota has equipped the Mini Land Cruiser with genuine off-road hardware, things like a full-time four-wheel drive system, selectable drive modes for mud, sand, snow, and rock, as well as locking differentials on higher trims. Ground clearance is generous, and Toyota has engineered the suspension to soak up the rough stuff without punishing you on the road. While it's smaller than the full-size Land Cruiser, it still carries that confidence that you can point it at almost any terrain and it will get you through. On-road manners should be fairly refined as well. Don't expect sports car handling, but for a rugged SUV, Toyota has worked hard to keep it stable, comfortable, and predictable in daily driving. So, what's the damage when it comes to price? Toyota knows this model needs a balanced rugged appeal with accessibility. Early estimates suggest the base price will land somewhere in the mid-$30,000 range, with well-equipped models climbing into the low to mid-$40,000s. Fully loaded versions with all the off-road toys and premium touches may stretch closer to $50,000, but that still makes it far more approachable than the full-size Land Cruiser, which is significantly more expensive. In other words, Toyota is positioning this Mini Land Cruiser as a gateway into the Land Cruiser family, an SUV that gives you the heritage, the look, and most of the capability, without requiring a luxury-sized budget. So, after looking at the 2026 Toyota Mini Land Cruiser inside and out, does it live up to the name? Honestly, it seems like Toyota has nailed the formula. It looks the part with its retro yet modern design, it has the capability to back it up, the interior balances durability with everyday usability, and the price is within reach for a much wider audience than the big Land Cruiser ever was. Sure, some might say it doesn't have the same prestige as the full-sized version, and purists may complain that it's not as hardcore as the old days, but in a market where SUVs are often watered-down crossovers, this one feels like the real deal. It's built for people who want something practical, something cool, and something that can actually handle an off-road trail without embarrassing itself. That makes it a very exciting addition to Toyota's lineup. That wraps up our deep dive on the 2026 Toyota Mini Land Cruiser. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Car Flash for more honest car reviews, and ring the bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos. As always, let me know in the comments what you think. Would you choose the Mini Land Cruiser over something like a Ford Bronco Sport or Jeep Wrangler? Or is Toyota's retro charm enough to win you over? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.